Hi everyone, welcome to my lecture series on how to write a machine learning research paper. If you are surfing or drowning in the AI wave and getting started on ML research in academia or industry, this is for you. There are two main reasons why I created this lecture series. First, I think ML researchers need to be good technical writers. I believe it is one of the key skills that they need to be effective at work, basically be good at clarifying or conveying research ideas. The better you are at writing, the more effective you will be in building ML systems. This is also true in industry where we need to write. For example, when we ask technical questions, comment on code reviews, or create design docs. Second, if you have ever found yourself overwhelmed by skimming through dozens of research papers to understand what goes into a ML paper, you're not alone. When I first started writing my own papers, I always found it scary and really struggled to figure out what to include or omit in my paper by taking inspiration and learning from countless others. Over the years of writing quite a number of papers, I also learned bits and pieces from my advisors and collaborators. So you can think of this lecture series as a compiled version of chats, emails, comments from my paper reviews. And while there are high-level templates available, there's a notable lack of in-depth guidance on the nitty-gritties of writing ML papers. And I hope this lecture series would add to that. In this series, I'll provide a bird's eye view and a worm's eye view of what makes up a typical ML paper. We'll dive into the different sections of a paper and examine the individual sentences that build these sections, giving you a clear, actionable advice on how to write them. I will also discuss essential guidelines to ensure reproducibility in ML research by structuring code bases that can be easily reused in future projects, either by you or your readers. That being said, there are many ways and styles to write ML papers. This is an in-depth guidance on one specific style to get you started. Through this lecture series, my goal is to equip you with a framework that you can apply to draft your ML papers and code, aiming for publication at prestigious conferences or journals. By the end of this series, you will be able to identify the overall layout and key sections that go in a ML research paper, write those different sections in an organized manner, ensure reproducibility of your research work and structure code bases, and finally apply the framework to draft research papers and code. Here's the outline for the series. In the first one, we will go over what a typical ML research paper looks like. We will see the high-level structure of 3 papers and identify the similarities between them. Finally, we will come up with a structure of a machine learning research paper. After that, we would learn how to write an introduction and related work by identifying what goes into these sections and how to organize the sentences to write those sections. We will also look at how to write the method section and identify the different kinds of figures and pseudocodes that go in it. This would be followed by the experiment section, where we would learn what goes in this specific section and the necessary figures and tables and experiments to add. After that, we would look at the abstract and conclusion sections and also identify the similarities and differences between these sections. Moving on from the main paper, we would also look at the supplementary material. We would learn the why, what, and how behind this supplementary material and the technical details that go in this section. We would also look at how to ensure reproducibility and structure code Specifically, we will learn what is reproducible research and why we need it. And we would also learn how to structure code to make our work reproducible. Finally, to wrap things up, we would learn how to write the paper title itself of our paper and learn what are the keywords that should go in a paper title, which would be able to capture the main idea and topic of your work. Join me as we get into the nitty-gritties of writing ML research papers and help you develop the skill to share your awesome work with the world. Let's get started.